Music's biggest night returned to Los Angeles as the 68th Grammy Awards brought together the world's biggest stars to celebrate excellence, history-making wins, and unforgettable performances. From record-breaking victories to first-time winners and powerful moments on and off the stage, this year's ceremony delivered both spectacle and statements. Again, Arise News Entertainment and Culture correspondent Seyitan Atigarin has the details.
On Sunday, February 1st, the 68th Grammy Awards celebrated achievements in music by honoring musicians, producers, songwriters, and more. Broadcast live from the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, Trevor Noah hosted the annual awards show, which at times felt more like a concert than a ceremony, as the biggest names in music came together to perform their hits, riff on classics, and pay tributes to artists who paved the way for them. Bad Bunny, who is just a week away from his Super Bowl halftime show performance, made history when he won the Album of the Year award for the first Spanish-language album to win in the category since the Grammys began 68 years ago. He took the time to criticize the Immigration and Customs Enforcement in his acceptance speech.
A todos los latinos en el mundo entero y todos los artistas que estuvieron antes y que merecieron estar en esta tarima recogiendo este premio. Muchas gracias.
The first award on the telecast went to Kendrick Lamar, who won Best Rap Album for GNX and has now passed Jay-Z for the most career Grammys, earning 27 total awards.
I'm not good at talking about myself, but I express it through the music. It's an honor to be here. Tyler, the Clips, like these are my brothers to be in this category. What's up, Push, man? Malice, man. Every time I tell you this, hip-hop is gonna always be right here. We're gonna be in these suits, we're gonna be looking good. We're gonna be having our folks with us. We're gonna be having the culture with us. So I appreciate y'all. God is the glory. Love y'all.
South African singer Tyler, who celebrated her 24th birthday this weekend, took home the much-coveted award for the Best African Music Performance for Push to Start. However, she was missing in action when it was time to make her acceptance speech, which she later addressed backstage.
Now, I hear that you didn't get to give your speech.
I didn't. I'm so mad. Like, I almost made it. First of all, Africa, like, guys, this is insane. This is so insane. I'm just so lucky to be here, and I'm so proud to be African. I'm so proud to be where I'm from, and I hope that everyone is too. I'm excited to see more of us over here, and yeah, I already thanked a lot of people. I thank God, I thank my family, my team, my Tigers. You guys are insane. Like, you're actually crazy.
The evening also saw performances for the first time in 4 years from Justin Bieber,
in the city, let me used to drive a Yukon. I pick up whenever you call, like in a parking lot in Tucson.
as well as Pharrell Williams and Clips. And Bruno Mars.
It will break my heart, and I found out you can move.
Seyitan Atigarin, Arise News, Los Angeles.
Don't you want me like I want you, baby? Don't you need me like I need you now? Stay tomorrow, 'cause tonight goes crazy. All you gotta do is just
Electrifying. Well, let's cross live now to Los Angeles, where Arise entertainment and culture correspondent Seyitan Atigarin joins us now for highlights on the just concluded Grammy Awards. Good morning, good night, good evening, Seyitan. Good to see you on the screen today. That's such great work.
Ayo. Good morning, Dr. Ruben. Good morning, Rufai.
Good morning, Seyitan.
All right, so let's get straight to it. Fela Kuti was honored as the first African artist to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award. What does that mean for African music?
I mean, when you think about the fact that he's the first African ever to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award, that in itself speaks volumes. And you know, there are people that are, it's a bit divided on both sides, but I am one of those people that I'm so happy that he's been able to get it. I was able to sit down with, you know, two of his children, Fela Kuti and Yeni Kuti, earlier today, and it was almost like they were representing those two sides, where Femi was talking about the fact that, you know, if his father was here, he'd have been like, you know, this finally happened. And then Yeni saying, you know, he wasn't really won for awards, but she was happy anyway to receive it on behalf of her father.
Well, now that he has received this honor, are we seeing an end to the constant comparison of his work with our modern acts of today, who many of them, this style was saying yesterday, are really, you know, persons who are beneficiaries of his legacies in terms of tone, you know, and craft.
Yeah, I mean, when you think about that comparison, something like that should have never happened in the first place, right? I spoke about this I spent a lot of time speaking about it on my show last week, and it's interesting when you think about the timing of it all. It's almost as if the universe is trying to remind us once again that Fela is not one to be compared with. He's not just a musician, he's a historical figure. And the fact that the Grammy Awards, 68 years on, finally looked at the continent of Africa and decided that the first person that they were going to give a Lifetime Achievement Award to was Fela Kuti, definitely speaks volumes.
So can you give us some of the highlights from the night and some of the big winners and the big moments? I mean, I can see some of the performances there. Goodness me. Pharrell Vampire Williams, creative director of a fashion house and musical artist. I mean, how do you even combine that?
Can you repeat that question, please? I can't hear you.
Tell me the big moments for the night. I mean, I was talking about Pharrell Vampire Williams. How can you even be ageless like that? And you're a creative director of a fashion house out in Paris, and you're a great performer on a Grammy night. I mean, who does that?
Oh my goodness, I'm not sure what is happening exactly. I'm really struggling.
About the performances
of the
night.
Rufai. Can you repeat?
Tell me about the performances of the night. Performances of the night. And winners of the night.
So some of the highlights of the night, when we talk about the Grammys itself, now so much happened, but I can touch on three things. First off, there was that underlying current of, you know, what's happening in the United States right now, obviously with the ICE enforcement. We had Bad Bunny touch on it, we had Billie Eilish touch on it, we had so many of the celebrities that came on stage to talk on it. In fact, the US President Donald Trump has already gone on his Truth Social network to condemn the 68th Grammy Awards, for most of the speeches that were given. Another highlight from this particular, from the Grammy Awards, was the fact that Bad Bunny was the first Latina album to actually win the Album of the Year. When his name was announced, you could see how emotional he became. He almost didn't stand up. He was dazed. And if you think about it, he's one of those people that has been very vocal about what's going on in the United States. He refused to actually to perform in the United States and performed only in Puerto Rico, adding to their economy as it were. And his Super Bowl performance is only a week away. Now, bear in mind, there's been confirmations that ICE officers will be at the Super Bowl. So it's a very interesting time when you see, world politics and entertainment kind of meet in the middle. But amazing amazing times. And then, of course, Trevor Noah has been hosting the Grammys for 6 years now, and he announced tonight that he's not coming back next year. So many things that happened, but those are some of the highlights from today's event.
Well, I think many will miss Trevor Noah, but a few Nigerians, Seyitan, were nominated for Best African Performance at this year's Grammys. We hear some are upset about the outcome. What happened there?
Well, you are very aware. We all came here saying that, oh, at least if you think about the number of Nigerians, that were on the Best African Performance category. We had Davido, we had Omale, we had Burna Boy, we had Wizkid, we had Ira Star. So it felt like the odds were in our favor, right? No, wrong. We flew all the way here again to get our hearts broken. And I think what was more painful for me was the fact that Tyla didn't even make it on stage. Congratulations to her, by the way. She's our African sister. Yeah, we get it. But she didn't even make it on stage to receive her award. Meanwhile, Davido was there, waiting patiently in the audience. So it broke my heart. It really did, because I was really rooting for David and Omale. But you know what it is? The fact that he's even been nominated at all would always be a good thing. But I don't know, at this point, I don't know if I can put my trust in the Grammys anymore. They're breaking our hearts every year.
So just as an aside, in 1 second, fashion, at this year's Grammy, particularly Chaperone and then Chioma, Davido's wife. Just one word. Well, it won't be complete without the fashion, right?
I think I hear you, because the connection is a bit fuzzy, but I think I hear you ask about the fashion at the Grammys this year. I definitely feel like people came correct. There was so much. I saw the men really try out a lot of new things, like a lot of new designs. Even like Davido, for example, he showed up with his wife Chioma. They both looked quite put together. He really did come as if he was the one that was going to win that Grammy. We did see some very interesting, fashion, of course, from Chanel Roan, who was the person that won the Best New Artist last year. And I'm going to say, if you've not seen it, it's not something that we can show on the morning show. Just Google it and see. It's there are people that pushed the edge of fashion on today at the 68th Grammys. But then, all in all, I was very happy with the representation of Nigerian fashion, as it were, on the red carpet.
Okay, thank you very much, Seyitan.